if my own strategy this time around is that I am going to support a northerner in 2027.
Really?
Yes. And it must be my condition to the northerners. It must be a northerner that the whole north will be willing to support.
Like an article.
If the whole north is willing to support an article, why not?
Or a Tambuwal.
If the whole north is willing to support, why not?
Or an Erufai.
Good. The person must be qualified, must have experience, and if he has experience in the presidency, it's an added advantage. And when we put up anything from the south, that will push him through. Let me tell you.
But would that be fair? Would that be fair that there was an 8 years of Buhari, a 4 years, if the case is the way you put it, of Bola Tinubu, and then now the South has not had a share of 8 years in a rotation understanding of Nigeria, politically speaking? Would that be a fair game?
Good. Thank you for this question. And let me use this opportunity to clarify. The term of the president is 4 years, not 8 years. According to Alex Ekweme, what they agreed initially is that this post will be rotated amongst the geopolitical zones for 4-year term. And it will, in 24 years, it will have completed. But when Obasanjo came in, that was why Ekweme contested for.
There is no need listening to his complete jargons because what he is speaking is absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. But before we face Kenneth Okonkwo, I want you to listen to this. Listen to this man.
Southern presidency for 8 years, for me, is sacrosanct. It's something that cannot be jeopardized. It's something that must be abided by. And so for any serious opposition that wants to challenge the incumbent President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who is from the South, that such a party, it will be in his own interest to field a Southern candidate. And since an aspirant like Peter Obi has come out to say clearly and in bold relief that I will run for just one term because I also respect zoning. And he didn't just say it, he made a proposition to the coalition he's just joined, the ADC, in that respect. And he has also granted an interview where he was seen in colors, saying, I will run for only one term. And one term is enough for me to reposition the country. I may not achieve everything I want to achieve, but I'm willing to sacrifice my privilege and right in the interest of national unity because I believe that by 2031, the presidency should be returning for the North. That was quite thoughtful. That was quite ingenious of him. That was quite patriotic, if you ask me, to have stated this clearly. Meaning, I believe I will run, but I'm not unaware of the peculiarity of the power dynamics in Nigeria. So I'm not going to live in denial of that. So I'm stating it often that I want to run, but I will run for only one time if given the opportunity. So I want to put that the ADC, if they are serious about taking power from the president, must. If this story is, I don't know how true this story is, but this is something for them to pick up and read. And this, for me, what you see on the front page of the pilot, somehow is in sync with public perception, public opinion, and the expectation from this party, particularly as it concerns zoning of the presidency. But something changed when Obi stepped into that hall that day and identified with the coalition. The support the coalition is getting today, which is actually substantial, I must tell you this, surprisingly. I didn't give this coalition a chance, but I can tell that from the feelings we're getting on the ground, a lot of people are now gravitating towards the coalition and are waiting with bated breath to see what they will come up with in the next.
When you say people, who are we referring to?
Nigerians who have been yearning for an alternative to what they have currently. There was this fear that Nigeria was lying to a one-party state because of the demands of the PDP and the disarray in the Labour Party. So this is like a halt to that slide, and Nigerians have welcomed it. But I'm saying Nigerians have welcomed this coalition or the ADC because of the presence of Mr. Peter Obi there. Somebody considered as different. And somebody whose conduct really is a bit different from the norm, really. I mean, let's give it to him.
These are two people talking about ADC and the coalition and who should be the presidential flag bearer of ADC. One is a Northerner, one is an Easterner, an Igbo man. The one that is a Northerner has no link with Mr. Pitobi. He has never worked with Mr. Pitobi. But as a public affair analyst, he is speaking what the people want. He is speaking based on the pulse of the nation. I mean, take a walk around. Ask the people, who do they want to become their president in 2027? They will tell you who they want, and that person is Mr. Peter Obi. Ask them, who do they want the ADC to present as their presidential candidate? They will tell you Mr. Peter Obi. But the other one that is an Easterner, an Igbo man, who is Kenneth Okonkwo, he has worked closely with Mr. Peter Obi. He was a spokesperson of Mr. Peter Obi in the 2023 presidential election, and he spoke very well about Mr. Peter Obi. He advocated for Mr. Peter Obi presidency, said Mr. Peter Obi is the best thing after sliced bread. He said Atiku Abubakar is an old cargo that he should go and rest. He said all manner of things against Atiku Abubakar. And this same man was a nobody in the political scheme of things. He was just known as a Nollywood actor. It is the wave and popularity of Mr. Peter Obi leading to the 2023 presidential election that gave him visibility, that made him to become a public affair analyst. If you think I'm lying, produce one video of Kenneth Okonkwo that is trending, that he made before he joined the obedience movement. I bet you will not see any of that video. No one was even inviting him on the studio to come and speak about the politics in Nigeria. They started inviting him to the studio to come and talk after he got associated with Mr. Peter Obi. Now, this same man that Mr. Peter Obi gave the visibility, that worked with Mr. Peter Obi, is the same person that is downplaying on Peter Obi presidency. Is the same person that is talking about Northern presidency, something he did not say or envisage in 2023. Now, the big question is, what has changed? What exactly has changed in Kenneth Okonkwo? The only thing that has changed in Kenneth Okonkwo is the fact that Kenneth Okonkwo used the obedience movement and Mr. Peter Obi to build a voice for himself, to build a platform for himself, to gain visibility. And the moment he got that, he decided to sell his visibility, his voice, to the highest bidder. Few weeks ago, Kenneth Okonkwo on this same channel's television spoke glowingly about Atiku Abubakar becoming the president. He said if Atiku Abubakar become the president, he would do better, envisaging what Atiku Abubakar did while as vice president under Olusegun Obasanjo. He vowed that Nigeria need Atiku Abubakar in 2027. Now, that was Kenneth Okonkwo subtly campaigning for Atiku Abubakar. I mean, just 2 years after being a spokesperson to Mr. Peter Obi, he's now subtly campaigning for Atiku Abubakar in a time when a lot of persons are canvassing that Mr. Peter Obi should emerge as the presidential flag bearer of the ADC. It's the same time that Kenneth Okonkwo is talking about a Northerner flying the ticket of the ADC. When he was asked, what about zoning? You saw how he tried to twist it. Olusegun Obasanjo ruled for 8 years. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was not allowed to rule for 8 years because the North felt it was their turn for them to rule for 8 years. They hoisted him out in office and brought in President Muhammadu Buhari. You need to understand that Kenneth Okonkwo supported President Muhammadu Buhari in 2015. He did not talk about 4 years when President Muhammadu Buhari was in office and when he completed 8 years as president. A Southerner is in office now, and Kenneth Okonkwo is advocating for 4 years for a Southerner so that a Northerner can become the president. What a sellout, what a betrayer. That's the kind of person Kenneth Okonkwo has become, and it is quite unfortunate that the person he is canvassing to become the president as a Northerner is Atiku Abubakar. That is the truth. Now he's talking about strategy because APC gave President Muhammadu Buhari the ticket in 2015. How did APC arrive at President Muhammadu Buhari? President Muhammadu Buhari has a cult followership in the north, especially the northeast and the northwest. In 2011 presidential election, he got 12 million votes. 90% of the votes secured by President Muhammadu Buhari were gotten from the northeast and the northwest. That is where he was domiciled. President Muhammadu Buhari was a regional president. He has been contesting an election for a very long time without winning it. APC understand that if they align with the South, with the cult followership of President Muhammadu Buhari that is domiciled in the North, they will be able to win the 2015 election. That was the reason why they gave President Muhammadu Buhari the presidential ticket. Who among the Northerners that Kenneth Okonkwo is clamoring for to become the president that has the same cult followership like President Muhammadu Buhari? Who among them? There is no Northern politician currently that can command the same cult followership that President Muhammadu Buhari commanded during his time, not even Atiku Abubakar. I don't want to believe Kenneth Okonkwo is being deceived by the vote Atiku Abubakar got in 2019 and 2023 because I want to believe he understands better, but he's just being subtle. The vote Atiku Abubakar got in 2019 and 2023 does not belong to him. 80% of that vote belongs to PDP. Atiku Abubakar has contested election under ACN. He couldn't get up to 2 million votes. So Kenneth Okonkwo is not talking about popularity here. He is talking based on what he has been paid to talk about. It is high level of disillusionment for you to have someone like Mr. Peter Obi, who has the same cult followership like President Muhammadu Buhari, and even has a more cult followership more than President Muhammadu Buhari. President Muhammadu Buhari cult followership is only limited in the north, but Mr. Peter Obi popularity cut across every region in this country. We are talking about someone that won election in Lagos State, Abuja, Plateau, Nasarawa. Someone who got significant vote in Kaduna State. Someone who has the whole of the South and the Southeast on a lockdown. Is that the kind of person you want to compare with Atiku Abubakar? Atiku Abubakar does not even have any reach in the north where he came from. But yet, Kenneth Okonkwo, who feels he's a public affair analyst, wants a northerner to be given the presidential ticket ahead of Mr. Peter Obi. He wants power to go back to the north. What a shame. What a betrayal. What a sellout. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.